All right, so you got a Universal Wrap Bracelet. Thank you. To put this thing on, you just pop the toggle through the little loop in one end, bring it around your wrist, finagle the toggle back through that loop. Really that simple. There's a good chance that when you receive it, it's going to be a little bit too loose or a little bit too tight. And part of the beauty of this design is that it has some adjustability. So for me, this is a little bit too loose. So I'm going to show you how to make it shorter, and if it was a little bit too tight, you do the exact same thing, but in the other direction. So I'm going to take it off, come down here to this little two-headed button thingy here, call this a keeper. I'm going to take the end of the cord off of there. So I'll shift the cord over a little bit so I've got room to work, and then pop one head of the keeper out through a little slot and pop the other end out. And now I've freed up the end of the cord, which I'm going to refer to from here on out as the tail. And I'll just unthread that through the slots that it's passing through. Set it aside like that for a moment. Now I've got, the cord stretched out, keeper's hanging out right here, toggle's over here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shift the keeper one step closer to the toggle to make this just a little bit shorter. The way that I do that is pop the heads out through the slots and then just move one down and pop them back through. The slots are pretty tight around the heads of the keeper, and that's, what keeps this thing secure. You don't have to be too shy with it, but be aware that it is, a fibrous material, and so you don't want to get in there with like super sharp fingernails or any tools or anything like that. You really want to be using your fingertips to do this so that you're not scraping up the cord. Okay, so to continue, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shift the end of the tail one slot closer to define the loop at this shorter length. Just open up this next slot, take the tail out of that one, and pass it down through this one. And then I'm going to come up through this slot here, leaving one empty slot in front of the keeper. That'll make things easier if you need to make any other adjustments in the future. Feed it up through and pop these ends over the heads of the keeper, and then even everything out again, like so. It's really important that both the slots at the end of the tail be going over the heads of the keeper. It looks just like that. You don't want to get just one of the keeper heads going through the end of the tail there. And then I'll put this thing back on and see how it went. And that's feeling pretty good. It's still a little bit looser than I'd like, so I'm gonna go back and do that again. Nothing wrong with a little guess and check. Popping this off, scooting this over, thread this out. And let's see how this guy fits. All right, I feel better about that fit, but I am seeing that the opening is now pretty big. So I'm just going to back out the tail one more time. And make the loop a little bit smaller by shifting the slot that the tail passes through one slot further away from the toggle. That'll effectively create a smaller loop at the end there, and that'll keep the toggle more secure. And that's a much better size for the loop there. As the cord breaks in, it's going to soften up, and so after a few days, maybe a week of wear, you may find that it's loosened a bit more, and you might want to make another adjustment. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with dialing it in as you wear it to get it just the way you want it. And it will get much more supple with wear. This is the same bracelet that I've been wearing a while, and at this point, it's significantly easier to put on because the cord has gotten softer over time. A little note, the cords do fade significantly. This worn one started out looking like this. So you get this really nice fade over time as the piece breaks in. It's gonna get more subtle, blend in a little bit more. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions, let me know.